Very ominous outside. Looks like a storm's a brewing, which is typical for a Colorado summer. I'm hoping most of you know this already, but if you don't know this, Beethoven's Pastorale Symphony, the fourth movement, is a very realistic depiction of a storm. Here's a little bit of a preview. We're not going to get to that till much later in this series, but those kind of chords like that, and that, and that, depicting thunder, very realistic depiction. So anyway, I'm hoping most of you know this, but if you don't, I'm going to educate you a little bit about Beethoven's Sixth Symphony. His Sixth Symphony is what we call program music. And what that means is that it's music that's about something other than just itself. In the case of Beethoven's Pastorale Symphony, there are 5 movements or 5 containers of music, and each one of those has a different subtitle to it. So that gives us a clue as to what Beethoven was thinking and what each movement is about. The first movement, which you heard an excerpt from at the beginning of this episode, is subtitled, I'll just give you the English because I can't pronounce German very well, but the English is joyful, awakening of joyful feelings upon arriving in the country. Then the second movement is a scene by the brook. So it's a depiction of sitting by a brook, and there are bird calls and flowing water and everything like that. The third movement is called A Merry Gathering of Village Folks. It depicts a gathering of peasants enjoying themselves. And then the fourth movement, like I mentioned, is called The Storm, which is a very realistic depiction of a thunderstorm. And then finally, the fifth movement is called The Shepherd's Song of Thankfulness After the Storm. So that's what Beethoven was trying to depict in this particular symphony. All right, and again, hopefully you know that already, but if you don't, that's kind of interesting that he is writing a piece of music that depicts things other than just the music itself. Just an update on my progress. So this past week, I actually got an email list started and started putting the tablature of my pastoral transcription into Sibelius, which is a notation program. So if you get on my email list, when I send you out a page, I'll send you out a copy of my original handwritten script, but also what it looks like in Sibelius with the tablature, which is cleaned up a little bit and looks a little prettier. So I hope you all are having a great week. And if you have questions about the project that I'm doing, please ask them below or subscribe. Actually, subscribe if you want to learn this beautiful piece of music, because I'll send you the tablature. My goal is to have anybody in the world who wants to learn how to play Beethoven's Pastorale Symphony on the ukulele to be able to do it. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. So these particular episodes, I'm going to be talking about sort of general interest topics, how I'm doing the project, what the music's about, and so on. But I'm also planning on offering a more in-depth analysis and play-by-play. So if you want to follow along on your uke, get the transcription and follow along, you can do that. So look for that. I'll put a link below when I get that done. But if you're serious about actually playing it, we'll have a talk through and you can learn a lot about playing the ukulele and playing this piece of music by watching that particular video. All right, take care.